Hey everybody, it's Doom here, and we're back in the 3.5 Monster Manual for part 2 of the Grinch Yankee. So I had a work emergency. I usually would have done this as a one-shotter, but that didn't work out. So, yeah. I don't like being in charge of anything ever, just so you know. That is not my thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit of this gunmetal gray. And we're going to get a little bit of black. Maybe we're going to get a little black. Here we go. Oh, that's a lot of bit of black. And we got a lot of model to cover here. All right. Probably need a bigger brush for this. And you're thinking probably right now, it's so dark. Yeah, it is, but we're going to come back. We're going to dry brush that. And catch some of the detail that we want to catch on that. And it's going to look all right, I think. We'll see. I want to toot my own horn before I... Do you tune horns up? Before I tune up my horn? I don't know if you tune horns up. I don't know anything about horns. One time I did tell my parents I wanted to learn to play saxophone. Now, mind you, this was, in the 80s, so I didn't stick with it, obviously. I did not become the dude from the Springsteen E Street Band, though I thought I was going to. Honestly, I couldn't really, I painted some miniatures and stuff when I was a teenager, and even before I was a teenager. But I'll be honest with you, this was back in a time where all I had was like Tester's model enamel paint, and no one to teach me, because where I lived in West Virginia, we didn't have the internet, so you couldn't just like go online and find people that were into the stuff you were into. So, yeah, I just didn't have the resources to learn better at the time. And we did have internet, don't get me wrong. We had that AOL dial-up. You remember you'd go to the grocery store and you get that little disc. Welcome to America Online. Had that little tone. Now, I just get on my phone and find a place that people are doing what I'm trying to figure out how to do, and it wouldn't take long. I could probably watch an instructional video. I'm not sure how I want to do those shoulder pads or these like little weird side panel things. I suppose we kind of have to do them in a silver first. We'll use our dark metallic we made here. Yeah, I'll do these little weird thigh guard things too. Why not? behind them. All right. Something like this at this point. Let's do the handle of his sword in this dark too, and we might just leave it that color. Being a manager is a strange job. It's much akin to being a parent, except for as patient and loving as you are with your children. You don't do it for your employees because you want to sometimes, but because you have to. I am not a particularly kind and loving person, and there are people that work for me who I would like to chokeslam, but that would be the end of my job, and I have a bunch of people that rely on me. So the choke slamming is not an option at all. All right, so we have some spots that are going to need, we're going to lighten them up with a little bit of a dry brush. So let's get this out of the way. We'll set that up here. There we go. And let's +2 hot air gun this guy. See what we can get out of that. So to dry brush that, we're going to need something pretty small. Something like this. This is like a craft brush from one of those like $10 kits. Well, mind you, that is very old. So when I say a $10 kit, I don't know what that would be now. And this is sterling silver. It's a very shiny silver. Not terrible. Alright, so let's get some red here. You can use any color red you want or any kind of red you want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this speed paint, because this is pretty vibrant. It's going to look really pretty. We're going to come in here and drag that real thin. See how I'm not using like the biggest, thickest wet spot? I'm pulling it out so it's not as aggressive. Sorry. Something like that. And then he's got this like sash part here. And then that sash part just disappears. It doesn't come around to the back. See, that kind of just stops right here. For whatever reason. I'm going to let that sit for a minute and clean out my brush. We're going to get yellow. This is called Zealot Yellow. It's just another speed paint. And we're going to do his belt with this. But first, I'm going to take him over to the side away from this instead of moving it again. Hit him with the +2 hot air gun and burn him. We missed that little back flap there with the redwood to come back now. Okay. Something like that. All right, so I'd like to do something with that buckle. Let me get gold. Yeah, I think that looks better. That's just me. You do you. So for these big panels, they're kind of boring. So I think what we should do is get this runic gray. No, let's use this other one, this cloudburst blue. I don't use this much. It's super obnoxious. Let's get this cloudburst blue and try to paint inside these weird panels that exist for whatever reason with that. Let's see how that looks. It's not super pronounced, but it pops a little bit. There we go so far. Now we need hair. So for hair, we're going to use a light color. Let's use this sand golem. He's got tiny little eyebrows. We could try it. Went a little bit overboard on that one. So to fix that, we're going to take this plus 2 hot air gun and burn him. Low heat those eyebrows for a second. We're going to need a little bit of white. While we have the white out. Okay. Plus 2 hot air gun to burn him. And I'm not even going to try his pupils. Not feeling good about it. All right. We're in it gray right here. And some speed paint medium. Let that dry. It'll look all right. So let me give you some post advice because we're coming up kind of on the end here. When you clear coat this, depending on what kind of metallic you used, it might look a little funky. If you feel like it dulled things up too much for how you want your armor to look after the clear coat is completely dry, come back with a tiny bit of that sterling silver and just hit it with the finest dry brush ever. Now, I'm pretty confident with what I'm using now of how it's going to look when I clear coat it, and I'm not too concerned. But in the past, when I've used different brands, especially like Citadel stuff, sometimes I don't like the way a dry brush technique like that looks after you clear coat it. With the Army Painter stuff, it doesn't seem to make... chemically, I don't even understand the difference, but with the Army Painter stuff, it seems to look okay. You know, we're not all using the same brands and stuff, so... Plus, we're not using the same clear coats either. I don't know what you're using. All right. Set that aside. Get a medium brown. We're getting there. This is melted chocolate. It's just a medium brown. I'm just going to grab this. I got 2 boxes to put stuff away in today. I can do that while I'm looking at that. Hero Click box and board game mini box. Where did I put the board game mini box? Oh, there it is. I have 2 Hero Click boxes, and I need to sort them. Oh no, the greatest color on earth, pavement. All right, we got to hurry up. That work emergency is not completely resolved, apparently. The texts and calls are still coming. This is why we make the big bucks as we get older. We make mistakes. We get involved in situations that are not fun for us. They're just going to have to wait 1 minute while we finish up here, huh? They'll be all right. For you American folks, happy Labor Day. I was surprised to see that most of my viewers were not Americans. Not most of them, but a good bit of them. I figured with my pretty strong accent from being from West Virginia that people from other countries would be like, what is this dude? And hopefully that the Americans would be like, oh, well, we've heard people from West Virginia before. We know they talk silly. +2 hot air gun burning. And then we get some flock on this guy. Clear glue. Whoops. Flying glue gun. A bug just flew in my ear. Okay. I'm going to label this video making a Gith. And again, it's not because I want to steal from you guys. It's just, I don't feel like it brings anything to make a Gith Yankee and a Githerazi. I don't feel like it does anything for us. I thought about it and I feel guilty about it, but part of me just knows that it just doesn't do anything. Maybe I'll change my mind when I get upstairs. Alright, cool. Alright, hey, Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. We're going to close this out. If you like what we're doing here, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, comment. These are all things that help make the channel grow. Go to the website, purchase some minis, join the Discord, hang out with us, paint with us, chill with us. I think his face is a little too bright. You know what? Alright, time out. Sorry, boss. I know. This is called Necrotic Flesh. And I don't know if this is the job, the paint for the job. But I just feel like there's just too much brightness there. Was the paint for the job. Nice. All right, now I'm happy. I do want to touch there a little better. All right, cool. So this has been Doom from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. Take 2 on the closeout. Thanks for watching.